The PlanMinder, an introduction. What is the PlanMinder, how does it work, and why do you want to use it? The PlanMinder is a project planning tool that uses automatic scheduling. This makes it easy to change and update your plans. You will always have plans that are up to date and can quickly test different scenarios before you decide on major changes. You can test if a change will give the desired result, and you can optimize plans to best fit your overall goals. When you make a plan in the PlanMinder, you break it down into activities, assign them to team members, and estimate how much work they will require. You cannot be sure how much time an activity will take to complete, so you enter two numbers, one for the best case scenario, the minimal time it will require, and one number that you are reasonably sure will be enough. You also add one or more milestones to your project and define how milestones and activities relate to each other. You read the plan from top to bottom. In this project, you must start with the electronics design activity. You can work with update documentation in parallel as it is not dependent on anything else. All activities must be completed before the new release milestone is reached. Then you set the priorities of the chosen milestones across all projects in the PlanMinder. The PlanMinder uses the uncertainty in your estimates to calculate probabilities, keeps track of how those probabilities propagate and accumulate across all projects it schedules, and how it affects dates and budgets. The box plot shows when a milestone is likely to be reached. For a deadline, the probability that it will be reached on time is calculated. Project team members will report the work they do and update on how much work is left as they learn more about the activity. The scheduler can be rerun after each change and your plans will be kept up to date. You can monitor deadline probabilities as the project progresses. It can be affected not only by work and changes in your project, but also in other projects with higher priority, and by team members' personal schedules. If the probability gets uncomfortably low, you test which mitigation strategies will be effective and when you will need to deploy them. This early warning system gives you more time to fix the problem and a better chance to avoid expensive and exhausting last-minute crunch times. In addition to the uncertainties of the estimates, there may be discrete risks in your projects, such as a test that will either pass or fail. A fail will lead to extra work. You can model this in your project plans, and the PlanMinder will calculate how this risk affects your project portfolio. Estimating time is difficult. The way the PlanMinder works helps you and your team to be more accurate. Evolution has made humans into optimists. This makes us prone to overlook difficulties and risks. We also want to please and to present ourselves in a good light. That is another unconscious incentive to underestimate how long a task will take. As the PlanMinder asks for two numbers, you can put all your optimism in the best-case scenario estimate. You can then reason about everything that could go wrong and find a reasonably sure estimate. Reasonably sure is defined as 7 times out of 10 the activity will take less time. As work progresses, you learn more about the tasks and can update your estimates. The PlanMinder will ask how much work is left, with focus on the future. It will not demand that you admit that your earlier estimate was wrong. You are just ending up at the less probable end of the scale, as you technically should, 3 times out of 10. If you ask someone if they will finish in time, you want them to say yes. And they want to be able to give you the answer you want, so it's not unlikely that you'll miss that even if it's not totally impossible, it may be quite unlikely. The PlanMinder will give you an unambiguous probability number based on all the estimates that have been entered. The net result is that you will have access to more accurate and more detailed information when making important decisions. Another effect of using the PlanMinder is that all the reporting you do over time becomes a treasure trove of information to learn from when planning and estimating new projects. You can compare with similar things you've done before, and you can learn from your mistakes and successes. Your memory may be incomplete and colored by opinions, but the records enable you to check what actually happened. So why do you want to use the PlanMinder? You want to spend less time on planning, but always have plans that are up to date. You want to be able to quickly change plans and adapt to opportunities, and make those decisions based on good information on what it will mean for your projects. You want to work more efficiently and to improve over time. And maybe most of all, you want to avoid resorting to expensive and exhausting crunch time to reach a deadline, or even worse, miss it.